Yeah, don't you hate it when these type of stories seem to circulate around on the internet? Because it seemed like there are people out there who really have nothing better to do other than to hack video game companies and leak their data and all this other crap. And I don't know, like depending on how bad the leak is, it normally delays the upcoming release of popular titles that people have been waiting to see for quite some time. This time, the Pokemon developer Game Freak got hacked, and I believe this is an incident that occurred this past summer in August, and um, and the company had mentioned that a third party had got access or unauthorized access to classified information surrounding the employees of Game Freak, and it's something that's very unfortunate. It sucks, and I think Nintendo News kind of went a little bit in depth in terms of like what was like information was seized. It was a data breach that affected past and current employees, and um, and I believe like certain things were like seized, like email addresses, names, records, and all that other stuff. And it's something that really sucks because nobody should have to go through that. Um, People should have their right to privacy, regardless of where they work for the most part. And obviously, Game Freak is doing whatever they can to prevent this from happening. And they're doing everything they can to compensate their employees for the unfortunate incident that occurred. And honestly, like, I don't think this is something that's going to have a detrimental effect on Pokemon Legends C through A, because I believe that's like the next big Pokemon game is supposed to be coming out. And it's supposed to be coming out sometime in 2025. The release date has not been revealed just yet, but people are having high hopes for the game because they've seen the trailer and the screenshots, and it looks really impressive. And I don't think this data breach is quite as bad as what happened with Insomniac Games, where I think like more than 1.3 million files, went out or whatever, because that one was really big. And I think that was where the Wolverine game had pretty much got leaked, and that was where I guess like a ransomware group had took like I think it was more than like 1.6 like terabytes of data and basically held it for ransom for Insomniac Games, and it was really bad. And I think that took place towards the end of 2023, so it was almost a year ago when this happened. And unfortunately, these kind of incidents are becoming more and more common with like hacking and data breaches and all that stuff. And it seems like can't really be too secure in this day and age. And I think like the really big companies get hit the worst, and for obvious reason because they're the most profitable ones. But it's like I said, it's really unfortunate to hear news like this. And it seems like for the most part, when I'm not hearing about upcoming releases for high profile video games, it's always layoffs or company shutdowns or a game flopping or data breaches or something that's normally unfortunate. And um and it seems like, that's pretty much, a trend that's most likely going to continue into the next couple of years, because it seems like, for the most part, the gaming community is becoming more and more, unhinged. And it's full of people who, I don't know, there's full of people who are just anxious and don't really have much to do other than to create havoc. And, but there's also a lot of cool, gamers and gaming communities out there that just want to have fun, and they want to put out good content and all that stuff. But Pokemon has been around for a very long time. It's been around since the mid '90s, and I don't think Game Freak has ever had this type of problem in the past, at least not to my knowledge, which is why this comes off as surprising to me. And knowing their relationship with Nintendo, that makes this whole thing even more shocking. But at least, it wasn't as bad as what Insomniac Games had to go through. And hopefully they can move forward with this, and Hopefully, they can compensate the people who are negatively affected in the process, and hopefully Pokemon Legends Z through A is the game that people hope that it's going to be, and hopefully it's going to be something that lives up to people's expectations on the Nintendo Switch or the Switch 2 for that matter.